Mm, yeah, Thomas. But I think it's harder. It's harder than I think uh, his situation. Yeah, but I think it's from your energy. Yeah, I'll make the salvation more. Thank you so much. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yeah, I really felt that today. Wow. More, there are more people to be saved like that.
A lot of people go online.
Oh yeah.
What a
Yeah. All the time. Yeah. Highest maybe 70 people watched it. And then recently 25 people. Cause I didn't spread the link. Uh, not so much. But I think yeah, many people are interested in these services. All right, so let's go ahead. Yeah, today is interesting too. Mm. Thank you for joining today again. Let's recite true words spoken by Buddha together. The true words spoken by Buddha, Ryuho Okawa. There used to be the light in the great universe. The light is the energy of Buddha. People can live by this energy, and Buddha's energy has made human history. It will be supplied eternally. Its eternal light come from heaven and prevailed on earth. This is the light of heaven. Through the prism of Buddha, there appeared the seven colors of rainbow arching over in the sky. Here you can see Buddha's mercy. Oh, sorry.
to the presence of
Oh, sorry.
there appeared
Seven
seven colors
colors
of the rainbow arching over the
over in the
sky.
sky.
Here you can see
See
the
the.
Buddha's mercy. This is the light of
Oh,
heaven
sorry.
to the presence.
It's stuck.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So
Oh, wait, please.
yeah.
Oh, it's sometimes happening. All right. Yellow is the color of teaching. White is the color of saving. Red is the color of justice. Purple is the color of obedience. Blue is the color of thinking. Green is the color of harmony. Silver is the color of progress. These seven colors help each other, and there appears Buddha land. Buddha land is shining brightly because of gathering of bodhisattvas. This is the land of love or the land of mercy. This is the land of wisdom or the land of teaching. Especially, this is the land of souls. Rest in peace. Real souls are the children of Buddha. The children of Buddha became real human beings. Real human beings have spirituality, the spiritual immortal powers, the spiritual immortal forces, the spiritual will entities. The physical bodies are the shadows of the spirits. It means you are the boat sailing down the great river. The great river is the symbol of the course of lives. Each of you sails down at a small boat, so you need a boatman. If it were not for your own boatman, you surely go aground. This boatman really means your mind. If your mind makes a mistake, the boat breaks into pieces by a large rock, and you also need a bamboo pole. This pole is the meaning of the true words. When you go down a rapid stream, you need to pant in a stream. Then you can change your course. The true words means the teaching of Buddha. Buddha enlightened and spoke the true words, and Buddha's teaching became a gold mine. This gold mine suggests various teachings. These are another expression of Buddha's truth. It brightens up your days, or to put it another way, the fruits of Buddha's mercy. All you now here listen to me. Never lose your way, now and forever. The guiding hand has already waved. Please follow this white hand and go straightly on and on. Your lives are not limited to this world only. They have three aspects: the past, the present, the future. Your path have already gone by, yet still your mistakes will be kept in your minds. That is the reason why you should understand other people, and you yourself should reflect on what you have done. You and others are not different. On the contrary, both are children of Buddha and brothers and sisters. Now then, love each other. Let us bring up each other, and it's time to forgive each other. This is the eternal law, which penetrates the present and the future. Yes, indeed, the light of the dark night. The dark night of this world is hell. It is also the same in another world. Since we came down to this world, the sun of the truth is scheduled to rise. Now we are watching rising sun. It will show light to the future, to invite sad people to Buddha land. Now hear I command. There shall not be conflict in this world. There shall not be distrust in this world. There shall not be crime in this world. There shall not be evil spirit in this world. There shall not be the devil in the next world. Only the ideal world, utopia, shall be realized. All of the people love each other, live harmoniously, believing in one another. The world is utopia. All of us could be the light of bodhisattvas, believing that the light has reality, believing that love has reality, believing that the truth has reality. These are the facts that should be conveyed. We, the light of bodhisattvas, get together, work together to keep right mind and live in tune with Buddha's words. Here we vow to do so. Thank you, Lord El Cantare. Okay. All right. Okay, so today's menu. So we will go into the content of the book An Unshakable Mind. Yeah. With testimony that we watched last time. So we'll review it, the essence of the testimony with the teaching. Yeah. Combine the testimony and the teachings into you as one. This is the first step today. And the second, looking back on the turning points in life. Yeah. Video lecture and meditation. So this will be benefiting you. Maybe you took the seminar, reflection, into your childhood in November, right? With Reverend Chiemi over there, right? So yeah, that should be done again and again, over and over to deepen your self-reflection. Yeah, that's in accordance with your perspective. Okay. Uh, so your reflection deepened, the more your perspective is better. Okay. You need to know yourself better through reflection, right? So we need to repeat it time to time, right? Uh-huh. Thanks, guys. No problem at all. Yeah. So the second point is very simpler way to reflect on yourself. Just looking back one point that is a turning point in your life today. Yeah. For reflection, yeah, we need to incorporate the reflection into our life. Yeah. And then we get used to it. And then your reflection is deeper and deeper. Okay. So the third, what is unconditional love? Yeah. This service is too all about love. Yeah. Reflection comes to love. You can deepen your love through reflection because your love that we learned last time, you loved, but you forgot it. You're loved by God, but you forget it. That's a source of the problems because you're not awakened to your soul, not awakened to your spirit. Yeah. But Happy Science members have most spiritual constitution inside of you all. So that's a problem. At the same time, you feel negative things too. At the same time, good vibrations. Yeah. So the last step today, set new aspirations as you restart your life. Yeah. That's a menu today. So hold 2 hours maybe. Okay, let's go ahead for the unshakable mind first half. Then next week we'll have a service about the art of influence koan seminar, the fifth seminar. Yeah, that will be combined with this book. Yeah, it's connected so much in the deeper. So let's go ahead and Unshakable Mind preface. Read it, please. You start it with Joseph.
Okay. An unshakable mind. Preface. An unshakable mind cannot be acquired overnight. You first need to construct a solid base, like the part of an iceberg that remains hidden underwater. For this reason, I have devoted the whole second chapter of this book to explaining what I call the principle of accumulation. In chapter 3, Confronting Distress in Life, I talked about the manifestations of an unshakable mind. In chapter 4, various types of evil spirits, and chapter 5, confronting evil spirits. I have analyzed the causes of suffering and written concrete ways of overcoming them.
Oh, yeah. This is what it is, Eric. Yeah. You went through maybe halfway the book, right? That Alfredo gave you.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Very good. So that's a part you can change your life. Yeah, latter half. So today we will deal with um the first half to the chapter 3. So first is the iceberg life. And then second chapter, the principle of accumulation. Yeah. This is so core. Looking at the iceberg. Yeah. Iceberg cannot be built only one day. Mm. But you can accumulate the efforts one by one, and then you can have a confidence in you. That will be the hidden part, the iceberg, right? And then the unshakable mind needs the hidden part that is revealed as the word accumulation. Accumulation. This is all the foundation for his teaching, Master Okawa. He is based on this principle. Mm. Without understanding this point, you cannot understand Master Okawa's thinking. Yeah. He is doing everything based on the foundation of principle of accumulation. Okay. The third, confronting this stress in life. Yeah. Today we get through these three chapters, and then next week with the Art of Inference Koan seminar, we will go furthermore to the latter half of the book, like various types of evil spirits, and chapter 5, confronting evil spirits, and at last the chapter 6, an unshakable mind. So that's what we are going. Okay. The next so I made these three chapters into maybe 7, 8 slides. So if you want, I'll print it out for you later. And then maybe, yeah, we will very quickly go to the points. Okay. So let's go ahead. So Ippo, please read it.
The iceberg of life. During the course of our lives, we have to make decisions and take actions on many different issues. In order to do that, we need information, motivation, and basic skills on which we base our decisions and actions. People cannot make decisions or take actions without having accumulated these things. It is very important to have firm foundation in life. The more solid and dense your foundation are, the more profound your decision and actions will be. You should sometimes look at yourself and ask if you're making daily efforts to build foundation on which you base your life. If your foundation are inadequate, you will find that things do not go smoothly in many situations.
So let's go ahead for it. Furthermore.
You cannot say that since you are already a full grown tree, you do not need water or nourishment. Actually, it is important that you continue to take in what you need on a daily basis in order to build your foundations. Human beings do build your foundations. Oh, sorry. To build your foundation, human beings have a tendency to place importance on producing. But if they focus only on producing without absorbing, before long they'll become exhausted.
Hmm.
Mm. So rather than being satisfied with establishing your foundation once and then neglecting them, it is all the more important that you strive daily to build the foundations of your life. Even if you don't get immediate results, building foundations that will give you good results in 3, 5, or even 10 years is more important than anything.
Yeah. So this kind of long-term way is master's way, not a short runner, not like a sprinter, but he is a long-term planner, right? That's the foundation to change yourself. Yeah, you shouldn't think you can change yourself only in one day. That's not true. Thinking that way positive problems. Yeah.
You also try to get rich that fast too.
Yeah. That's everything. Yeah, applied. Yes. Okay. So sorry. That's cut. Usually, people with a much large ratio of the inner side are considered people of great character. You do not call someone a great figure if you can easily see through them. A truly great person gives off a reserved but impressive light. They possess something profound within them. Mm,
That's
yeah.
true, Simba.
Yeah. That's the way master is taking. Yeah. All the time. Yeah. So please go ahead, Alfred.
In the end, this is not.
Yeah.
In the end, how good of a person you are depends on the part of you that remains hidden from others.
mainly your foundation, which is your subconscious mind.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of the objectives of this book. I am writing this book in the hopes that who, people whose minds are constantly agitated, who are in the midst of worries, who are always experiencing ups and downs, that can find salvation if even a single sentence of this book brings peace and support to the readers, I will be satisfied.
Yeah. Mm. Yeah. So this is a chapter one. All right. Then chapter two, the principle of accumulation. Yeah. He already go into the principle of accumulation. So let's go ahead. Sorry, the top is cut. So life is actually nothing more than a series or accumulation of single days. Single days, yeah. This is a basis. Live one day as if it were a last day. Yeah, it were your last day. Uh, that's a thinking way. Master is taking always. All right. The sum total of the way you have lived each day will determine what kind of world you will go to after this. So you should be careful not to treat even a single day lightly. Yeah. As Eric today, you are about to give up to come, but you changed your mind.
I'm
Yeah.
tired, that's why.
Yeah, I know. So you made it. Yeah. You didn't waste today. Yeah. Then make it, yeah, this kind of, yeah, accumulation makes you better. Okay. As for the way you should spend each day, the important point is how you control and increase the quality of each day. Yeah. If you are so tired, but when you go to bed and woke up in the morning, you will be fresh. So, yeah, live on each day to the fullest. Okay. All right. Eric, could you read it?
Starting from the top.
No, the third point. Yeah. Some people constantly expand energy. Yeah.
Some people constantly expend energy and rarely recharge themselves, but they need to understand the principle that people cannot give out more than they have in stock. For this reason, it is very important to increase your stock of knowledge and experience. You must uphold this way of thinking.
Go ahead, please.
You should not accumulate knowledge and experience for the purpose of fulfilling selfish desires or satisfying your own interests. It is essential to accumulate wisdom day by day with a pure wish to be of service to the great one in times to come. This is the true meaning of storing up treasures in heaven. Do not seek the approval of others in this world or the next. It is important to live with a pure heart and tell people what you believe. You must never leave things as they are if you know you will regret it later.
Um, yeah, you need a pure heart with accumulation. Um, yeah. So on my way from his home to here, I thought, yeah, the how can I say, purity, purity, all of you have, um, let you here. Okay. But sometimes we make the clouds on on this purity of the mind. Yeah. That's the only problem. Yourself is a diamond and a crystal clear, but you don't cleanse your mind, then the dust is accumulated. This is also the accumulation principle. Yeah. So you need to cleanse your mind day by day. Uh, yeah. Before it's accumulated. Yeah. If it's accumulated, it's hard to remove. Right. Okay. So it's too small, Sandy.
Confronting distress in life. In most cases, you suffer from comes from emotion conflict. I think many of you are creating suffering as a result of trying to find the balance between how you feel and how others feel. The cause of most suffering is a conflict with others. When I look at the different types of distress people have, I see the cause of their suffering lies in the fact that they are trying to fit into the stance of others, that
Standards of
they are swayed by the words of others, and that they struggle to stay independent and have their own opinions. People are distressed because of all kinds of information entered in their eyes and ears. Therefore, it comes from down to you comparing yourself with others. This is the cause of your suffering.
You see? Yeah. Oh, yes. If you don't have no one around you, uh, the suffering like this cannot come up. Uh, you have a one person different from you, yeah. Then the suffering comes up. Yeah. If you are only the person in this world, that's no suffering like this, right? But you have others in this world, then the suffering comes up. So there are things that should be accompanied by you living in this world. Okay. You cannot avoid that situation. You compare yourself with others. That's the origin of the suffering. Mm. Yeah, this is so deeper down to your heart. Yeah, let's look at the point. Everyone has it. The suffering, comparing yourself with others. Mm. The suffering that comes from a comparison with others. Yeah. Otherwise, you don't have suffering. If you don't compare yourself with others, you don't have the suffering. This kind of way is an intellectual way. Yeah. You don't understand, but you can go on the path. Okay. Let's go ahead. Stay on the path. All right. So let's try to watch it again. The testimony last time, the woman who graduated from HSU, Happy Science University, she overcame auditory hallucination, right? So that's so connected to the lack of love. Yeah. That came from a comparison with others. Mm. So this is the last one today. One conclusion. Please read it, Eric.
The origins of most anxieties in life are to be found in a person's sense of value. Anxiety usually stems from a fear of being regarded as inferior to how you wish to be seen or losing your value. So, the fundamental cause of distress and anxiety in life is the belief that your happiness depends on outside factors. Surprisingly, many people are relieved to be told their illness is unique. Instead of trying to overcome their illness, many patients argue with their doctors seeking to be diagnosed with complications. That is why they are causing trouble for psychiatrists, wanting to be told they are such complex and sensitive people. This is called self pity.
You see, I think this kind of very deepest place in the mind. We have all the things regarding this. Yeah. Self-pity causes sometimes or most of the time uh, illness.
Anytime we feel like we lack love
Mm,
or that people don't love us,
mhm.
we try to get sympathy,
Yeah,
pity
yes,
instead.
yes.
So that's taking love.
So
That's why we suffer.
yeah, but we we're doing it in subconscious mind. So we don't realize it in a surface conscious. So that's the gap that we need to acknowledge. Yeah. Yeah, the brain is working only 10% of our entity of the soul, but the subconscious mind is 90%, like iceberg, right? So you need to know what's going on in the subconscious mind. This is it. This self-pity attracts illness because of your excuse. If you're illness, you can excuse yourself. I'm illness. Then I cannot do such and such, right? Or because of my illness, I I I can avoid this and that. Uh, That's the situation. Self-pity comes in. Uh, okay. Let's learn from her episode more. Again.
I'm Yui Sakito in the Faculty of Human Happiness of HSU. Today, I wish to share my experience on how I overcame my illness. After graduating from high school, I got an illness called bulimia. While overeating and vomiting all day long, I lost so much weight and finally weighed only 26 kilos, about 57 pounds. Then I started to have auditory hallucinations, and for some period of time, I lost my true self. Since both of my parents were working,
Can you turn that on then? The volume?
Volume down.
No.
Okay. Screen it's right.
they thought it was not good to leave me alone at home because I had gone too far. Thus, my parents decided I should be hospitalized. As I suffered from mental illness, it was anticipated that I might flush the food down the toilet if I were not put under the supervision of nurses. So I was restrained on the bed and my hospital room was locked. I had to stay there in such a condition for a couple of months. That's why I was once discharged, but since the fundamental issue of my mind was not solved yet, I had to go back to the hospital again. I was hospitalized 3 times. During the second hospitalization, I really lost myself. I tried to escape from the hospital, but I was caught, and I experienced the isolation and physical restraint again and again. At that time, I heard a whisper like, "Vomit, vomit," or "Go shopping today to buy food." I was really controlled by an evil spirit. The mental hospital I was in did not allow the patients to bring in anything from outside. I managed to get permission from a doctor to keep a copy of the Dharma of the Right Mind on my bedside. As my arms were not restrained, I could freely recite the Dharma of the Right Mind all day long. When I recited the Dharma, my heart filled with gratitude, thinking, "Lord, I really thank you." I recited the Dharma while thinking, "I am really receiving light from the Lord." Then the auditory hallucination of vomit, vomit gradually became weaker and weaker. And when I was liberated from my restraints, I said a prayer for about 2 hours every morning, noon, and night. Other patients around me were all saying that they are desperate. They worried about their future and were talking about how they could receive welfare. If it had not been for the Dharma of the right mind, I could have lost faith in God. My family didn't have faith in God. Therefore, I had no idea what faith is or what God is. My naive understanding of God is something that can help me when I am in need. Although I felt that I became a really different person, it was not until I learned here at HSU the real power of this Dharma that I was fully convinced how strong an effect that the Dharma had on expelling evil spirits. Did you visit Tokyo Shoshinkan after some time to meet staff and friends there? Yes, I saw them and they said, "You have changed so much and become strong. You have put on weight." I used to hate being told that I had gained weight. This time, however, I didn't feel so and could say, "Thank you." Then I wondered why I was not bothered at all. The reason why I hated being told I had gained weight before was that I wanted others to be concerned about my skinniness. I wanted them to ask if I was okay. I came to realize that I wanted others to have sympathy and that I desired others to feel pity for my skinny body. That's the reason why I was reluctant to gain weight and become strong. Then I accepted that I shouldn't want others to worry about me or have sympathy for me. When I was praying in the prayer hall of HSU, I suddenly discovered that students around me have ordinary physical bodies, and yet they are loved by God. Then I apologized to God, saying, "I'm sorry." Tears just flowed from my eyes, and I felt like I was receiving a message from God. I felt like God was saying, "You are wonderful just the way you are." Since then, I am now able to try eating a variety of foods like rice and meat. At Christmas dinner, I ate grilled chicken, and now I can eat fish too. From now on, for the 3 years, I plan to attend all classes diligently without being late. And after graduating from HSU, I wish to go abroad to spread this truth to some corners of the world. I want to become a channel for the Lord so Master's teachings can flow through me. Thank you very much.
Mm. So in the midst of the testimony, you watched Howard. Yeah, she in subconscious mind, she tried to attract pity from others to her. Okay, she found it. That's one form, as Alfredo said, of taking love that caused illness. Yeah, so let's go another angle. Yeah, so to see this unshakable mind, yeah, this is the another approach to understand what is an unshakable mind. Okay, so this is a master's poem. The desire for recognition and an unshakable mind. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, this is always essence of understanding about an unshakable mind. Yeah. Mm. That's so deep. So yeah, I need to dig it more. Cause yeah, so humans are more or less or some kind of social beings, right? We create society. Even in this group, right? We have a society. That means you are recognizing each other. Mhm. But imagine if you are ignored by someone, neglected mhm, by someone in the group, you feel alone and that cause suffering, right? Even only by a person, one person, if you're neglected, you feel suffering, right? That's a type of self pity or taking love. You see, that's natural feeling, mm, instinct of human being, right? That turned out to be taking love. Okay, but how you feel if you try to give love to others, if you feel neglected, mm, you don't focus on being neglected, but giving love to others. Okay. If you try to do that, the suffering is gone. Yeah. Mm, yeah. Because human cannot have two thoughts at one time. Mm. You cannot feel sad at the same time joy. Yeah. Yeah. That's not possible, right? Feeling sad and joy at the same time, you cannot do, right? Uh-huh. Yeah. If you try to give, the taking love is gone. Mm, okay. That's the way he overcame the illness. Okay. Mm, yeah. This is very good recipe for all of us that master taught. Mm, because we are all in this situation. When it comes to love, yeah, no exception. We are all in the same situation, right? So let's uh, go ahead for furthermore to the service. Mhm. Right. Okay. Mm, sorry, it's confused. So how was it, Eric, so far?
What do you mean?
How did you get so far?
How did I get what?
What I mean self-pity.
I never had self pity.
You think so?
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for myself.
You don't regret anything in the past?
No. What is your question? What are you trying to say?
Just like the subject is you trying to take love by subconscious mind. That's self-pity. How do you think about it?
I don't understand
That
what you're trying to say.
mhm.
I don't understand what you're trying to say.
I think he's asking, and this is for any of us,
Yeah.
if unconsciously or subconsciously, instead of giving love, are we expecting or looking for pity, uh,
Mm.
sympathy?
Mhm.
Like, for instance, if you like a girl that lives in your neighborhood and you're trying to attract her attention,
Mhm.
but because she ignores you or you're not her type of guy, you end up breaking a leg or whatever and walking around with crutches. So she comes up to you and says, "Oh, poor thing, you hurt your leg."
Mhm.
So you settle for that
Mhm.
instead of winning her love, you win her sympathy.
Uh-huh.
And we go through extremes trying to get that attention.
Uh-huh.
That attention could be from your parents,
Yeah.
could be from a sibling,
Yeah.
from anyone.
Mhm. The extreme is called illness in this context. Yeah. This work of the subconscious mind needs to be understood because you all have it. You cannot say I'm exception. You cannot say that. Otherwise, you cannot say I understand my mind. You cannot say without understanding this point, right?
We just have to dig a little deeper.
Yes, 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 yes.
Because to Alfredo's point,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I mean, there's examples like that.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I think I got to dig deep too, because I'm with Eric on the. I don't generally have that self pity kind of
Yeah.
thing, but there
Yeah.
might be other things that
Mhm.
I have done or even am doing
Yeah. Yeah.
that
Yeah.
could
Yeah.
be in
Yeah.
that category.
Uh-huh.
So
Yes.
I think I do got to think about that a little bit more.
Yes. Yeah. That's the point. Thank you for digging it. Um, we are social beings, so we don't admit it
Mm.
in front of the audience. Yeah. Especially if you are alone, you can easily admit it. So that point, I need to dig it in. Uh, but because this point should be cleared uh, in this group, and we can go, how can I say, stronger.
Mm.
Naive mind protects yourself from digging deeper. That doesn't mean you're weak. Yeah, you're strong enough to admit your weakness. That's needed. That's needed in when it comes to subconscious mind. Yeah, we try to hide it because it's ashamed. Yeah, if we yeah trying to take a pity from others. Yeah, if we admit it in front of the audience, that's so it's like ashamed, right? But it doesn't matter to all of us. Yeah, because we have it. Uh, in this situation, not admitting the fact that you have self-pity is ashamed. You right? Yeah. This is strong. You can admit it. That means strong. But if you cannot admit it, that's a cause of taking love sometimes because you are too much trying to gain the recognition from others. You are measured by others' eye in this sense. You see? Please understand the point. Yeah, I think it's difficult.
For those of us with kids, just think about it. What's the easiest and the fastest way for your kids to get your attention?
Mm-hmm.
Mom, Dad, I don't feel good.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, kind of like just sit in a corner and you just don't say nothing, do nothing. No, so they go, oh, what? When you're a child, it's hard because you get
Yeah. When you're a child, it's hard.
So growing up, okay, we get stuck with all that, but and then oh, don't do this, don't do that. Okay, you stop doing it, and then you just sit down and what? Oh, you don't. Oh no, you don't. Oh, what's your problem? You have a problem? Like that's what you said about um people. If you by yourself, you're okay. But with people, you get all that illness come up. Yeah. So it's like you feel like a ping pong ball when you're young. Yeah. Really. And then now that we're learning this is so good, but now that we're learning it for our self-reflection,
Yeah.
instead of holding it in and getting more frustrated
Yeah,
and getting illnesses off of that frustration, that anger or whatever it is, the self-reflection is
Yeah.
it's helpful.
Yes, self-reflection needs the strong mind.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's what we are talking about. Yes.
So much.
Yeah, because we cannot see the weakness of our mind, we cannot see others' weakness and understand them. Yeah, that's a lack of love. Okay. For the sake of loving others, we need to understand myself. You see? That's the point. I'm focusing on this point. Yeah. If you don't understand, humans have self-pity by nature. You cannot understand others' self-pity and then resolve it. Because you are in the same structure as a human being, right? So you can understand human's mind to be a doctor for others, to cure them. At the same time, that means loving yourself.
Right.
Mm.
Loving yourself.
Yeah.
You gotta like yourself.
Yeah. If you can say you are weak, right? Yeah, you can be saved, but you cannot admit you are weak. You cannot be saved. Yeah, you don't need to go deeper into yourself in this situation. If you are saying I'm strong, right? But that kind of person is not strong. That's a face mask. Then you cannot avoid a situation to save others. Yeah, I think it's kindness. Try to understand your weakness means, I think it's kindness with a strong mind. That's needed. So you can be stronger more to overcome your weakness, to acknowledge your weakness clearly, because we all have weakness. Yeah, I have it. I myself recognize it. I only recognize it, right? But if you don't admit it, who else do that?
So you have to recognize it.
Right? Yeah.
Right. Because some people can tell you and you're not going to listen. So you yourself have to recognize it. Right? Yeah, okay. Before we go on, there's this thing called the diet of the mind where your day starts off and it's a day of being like, nice, positive things. You go in a positive way. But and then you build it up, yeah. And then it's supposed to last for the whole day. And then you go off, say something that's negative, you can start all over again. Is that like this? You get a negative thing, you gotta start all over again and do it the right way. Is that what it is? Right? I mean, you cannot stop at that point. You have to go back to the deeper part of it again and realize.
All right. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Because there's a point that you stop.
Yes, yes. Then it's not done immediately.
Yeah.
In the long run, yeah, that's a work of subconscious mind you're talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it takes a long time. But it happens in one day. Yeah. As you said, you woke up in the morning and then you felt negative. And then that's maybe caused by something, right? But then you're now going into your subconscious mind. Okay. But you don't think it's cured in today. Yeah. You need to work on the things in your subconscious mind. Understanding it takes times, maybe year, 3 years, or 10 years. All right. Yes. So as we say, this is a workbook of problems in our life to be solved. We are born to have workbook of problems to be solved. Yeah, just to recognize it. That means admit your weakness in your mind. You see, if you're perfect, you say you don't have workbooks, right? Is it true? Is it master's teaching? No, right? So which way you go?
I learned, for me,
Mm.
the word weakness doesn't sit well with me because everything in my life was always about being tough,
Mhm,
like joining the military
mhm,
and doing all this crazy stuff. But after learning master's teachings, anytime I felt weak or anytime I got angry or anytime something negative happened, I used to ask myself, why?
mm,
If I could get myself to understand, okay, why I got upset when Joseph said this,
mhm.
or why did I
Yeah.
let what Peter do bother
Yeah.
me the way it did?
Right,
Or what,
right.
if I understood why,
Uh,
then that feeling of inferiority or that feeling of whatever
yeah.
goes away.
Mm,
Because
yes.
I have a better understanding. I said, okay, I need to understand that.
Mm,
He said what he said because it's true. If you look in the mirror, looking in the mirror is not an easy thing and seeing your faults. Yeah.
mm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah,
So by answering that question why to myself,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
I said, okay, we can disagree and still be friends.
Yeah, that's
You
true.
know?
Yeah, thank you so much. This is a process that you cleanse yourself.
Mm.
Okay. Eric, you're on the same page. You're catching up.
Yeah.
Good. Very good. So yeah, we are all here. Uh, um, and then we understand what is in ourselves. Okay. And then based on the teaching, yeah, we can understand each other. Uh, so as long as you can understand the teaching, yeah, you can show yourself. Uh, because we have a same heart. Mhm. We are prone to take love in our tough times. Uh, we don't deny it. Uh, but accumulation of efforts to change yourself makes you stronger. Mm, okay. Then we need to know both weakness and strength. Yeah. We have both. This is a middle way. If you look at the only one way, that's not true. Yeah. If you see yourself just like a strong, mhm, that's not middle way. If you see your weakness too, and at the same time strength too, that's a middle way. Yeah. You lost something when you're looking at yourself only strong. Uh, yeah. You can forget something. Uh, yeah.
you're gonna have to have a strong mind because
Yeah.
you yourself can do that.
Mhm.
But then if you're gonna have a person in that's gonna say something to you, oh, no, no, don't do it. Oh, no, no. But then your thought was, no, I feel that this is the right. No,
Mm.
don't do it.
Mhm.
And then
Mm.
because that's wrong.
Yeah, yeah,
You're gonna
great.
have you're gonna have
Thank you.
an
Uh-huh.
external
Uh-huh.
thing coming on you.
Uh-huh.
You're doing it internally
Yeah,
strong, and
yeah,
you gotta really have
yeah,
no, you really gotta have a strong
yeah.
mind because you worked on it.
Yes.
But you don't know other people because they have strong minds too, you know,
Uh-huh, uh-huh.
and they're trying to work on
Yeah,
you.
yeah,
I don't know unconsciously or whatever, but they're trying to work on you.
yeah.
And when they work on you,
Uh-huh.
and then okay, that's have happened to me once in a while, and they work on me, and I said, okay, and then but deep down, somewhere between here and then, I said, oh, something is wrong, right?
Mm.
And then later on, it was wrong, and I
Uh-huh.
said to myself,
Yeah.
"Oh, you're so, you know,
Yes.
like that." And that's where my mind got to
Uh-huh.
focus on the
Yeah.
external part.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
It's externally,
Yeah.
you know, you got the choice.
Uh-huh.
And it's to be nice to the person. You say like, you know
Uh-huh.
what? Just let, and they won't. They'll just
Uh-huh.
needle you. People like that will just needle you.
Uh-huh.
You know, and then you say, no, I won't. Okay, well, you like that, right?
Uh-huh.
And then I told myself, I I actually got to take a risk from people like that. And I
Uh-huh.
say, I love you. Right. I love you, but like maybe 2, 3, or 4 days on a bottle with the person. I'm just kind of reserved, you know. So because there's people you still love them, you know, but you just don't want to be in that mentality with them because you're working on your own to have that unshakable mind. So
Yeah.
externally is bad.
Yes, yes. Thank you for everything. So we're almost a point. So we don't need to compare ourselves with others, but you yourself needs to decide who you are
Yeah.
based on God's eye. Okay. So the poem said, if you go forward, you're measured. How long did you go farther? Right? To Lord Cantar. That's the only path between you and Lord. All right. Not others. Yeah. You compare yourself with others. Yeah. You are in the lower position from each other, others position or something like that. That causes you a problem. You see?
It's human nature.
Yeah, human nature.
We compare our weakest point with the other person's strength.
Uh-huh. Yes. That's natural because they are strong at the point and then we are weak at other point. Yeah, that cannot be compared because the starting point is different. But we compare. Uh, You can only do compare with the Lord. If that's abstract, look at the law. Law is God Himself, Master. His way of living is the ultimate example of God's standard.
Is compare listening to what you think the person is saying is right? That's comparing. You're listening to what the person is saying is
Ah, no,
right.
no, no, no. Yeah, that's so
That's different.
different, I think. But we can listen to the opinion. Then, yeah, as you said, after a while, we need to examine.
You gotta meditate after a while.
Right? Yeah, just like that. Yeah, because if we immediately judge others, that might be wrong. Okay, that came from your pride. Sometimes, yeah, judging others with your pride. That's a situation we are wrong. Yeah,
Right.
yeah. If you say you are wrong, but at the same time, I am wrong,
Yeah.
right?
I said back away and I said, okay, you're
Uh,
not, but I back.
We need to examine what
Yeah.
we are judging.
It's hard to do
Hard to do
in the moment.
in the
Hard to
moment.
do it.
When
Yeah.
somebody is yelling at you or
Yes.
trying to argue with
Yes.
you or trying to be correct,
Yes.
trying to be right.
Just
Yeah.
back and say,
Mm.
I gotta go think about it.
But
Being that unshakable mind.
yes, thinking what is right makes you this way, right? Without it, you can just accept. I don't recommend it. As you said, you need to examine before you judge. Otherwise, you just accept as we learned, spirit voice, all the right. If you think that way, you are controlled by even evil spirits. You need to have a screen, then you make a judgment after you examine it. That should be done. Mm.
Our struggle is to figure out, like you said, Ipo, what's right,
Mm.
not who's right.
Yeah.
Because
Yes.
you're trying to prove your point and they're trying to prove their point. So it's a constant back and forth.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, the thing is, um, sometimes they just come to like, I think I'm gonna give something to the person, but like, oh, you shouldn't do that because blah 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 blah. But you know what? I should have done. My thing is not listening. My thing is not listening to them. My thing is listening to myself. If I chose to do that, I will do that. If I make the mistake, my problem. But
Yeah.
also
Great.
it's on the
Yeah,
unshakable
yeah,
mind.
yeah.
I should be like that.
Yes.
Before I used to go like, oh yeah,
Mm.
you're right, and then later on I go, oh. So I'm trying to step away from that type of the thing now. So
Very good. Thank you. So much. Yeah. You're creating deeper realm in this world, in this building. I think you're getting deeper, to your subconscious mind today. And then, yes, Buddha's mind is the unshakable mind. We need to be of this state of mind. Yeah, but far away from that now, we need to make efforts day by day, one by one. That's an unshakable mind. Yeah. Uh-huh. Only compare yourself with God. That can be approved. Yeah. This is the ultimate answer for the unshakable mind. All right. Let's go ahead a little bit more.
Regarding my auditory hallucination, I think it happened when I had self-tormenting thoughts as a reaction to blaming others. Once I had such self-tormenting thoughts, it escalated into feelings like I'm no good, I'll die, I'm desperate. Then all of a sudden, I started to hear auditory hallucination. Were you blaming your parents? Yes, I blamed mainly my mom. For some reason, I always felt like I'm blamed and attacked by my mom. I didn't know on what aspect of me she was blaming, but I just felt so. She was working all day, so she must have felt very tired from time to time. Therefore, her frustration was not necessarily aimed at me. It was quite natural for her to feel so tired or get frustrated. In that situation, however, I had a tendency to perceive one-sidedly that she was blaming or angry at me. I discovered that this tendency of mine was the cause of the problem.
Yeah, this is the next episode of the services with the out of influence koan. Blaming others, blaming environment is another topic for the next week that we were going through go about this week. But yeah, actually, yes. Maybe we need to repeat this kind of session about the comparison with others because it's the deepest place in the mind. Where our jealousy comes out. Jealousy stems from the comparison with others, right? You understood? Then jealousy is in our mind. Yes. Then you can discipline yourself. That's the starting point, Master said. If you admit you have jealousy in your mind of others, then that's the only starting point of disciplining yourself. Before that, you're just live. You're just living your worldly life. But once you admit your jealousy in your mind caused from comparison with others, that's the starting point of the world of the mind. Uh, okay, know that. If you say not yet, please go deeper. Stay attuned to this teaching. Yeah. Yeah, you are not completed yet. You are far from the goal of this life. You need to make efforts more. Yeah. Okay, let's go a little bit more. Okay. So, yeah, you're all understanding about love now, understanding jealousy. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Jealousy and love is both sides of a coin. Mhm. Right? Jealousy is a form of taking love with the comparison. Okay.
Yeah, right.
Right? But if you compare yourself with God, not jealousy comes out, but love, giving love comes out. Because God is love. Yeah. You can approach God with giving love. Yeah. You can take this way. Mm,
If you ask most people, what's the opposite of love?
mm,
They'll say hate.
mhm.
Right.
The opposite of love is jealousy.
Jealousy. Yeah.
Yes. That's a deeper perspective. Mm,
Jealousy.
Only when you're jealous of someone else, that feeling of hatred comes up.
After that.
If you weren't jealous towards them, it doesn't bother you. You praise them. But because you're jealous, oh, she's skinnier than me, or better looking than me, or
Mm,
whatever.
yeah.
That's
And
jealousy.
that jealousy comes up.
Yes.
Jealousy of hate, but jealousy is a lot of things now. Jealousy can be a ridicule. Ridicule is
Anything.
yeah, it can be anything negative, right?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. And then you're agitated by jealousy subconsciously,
Yeah.
looking at the world around you.
Mm.
Yeah. That is a superior than me. Yeah. They are wealthier than me. They are healthier than me. They are doing greater than me.
Yeah.
That agitated us. And then you go wrong way, far away from the right path. Mm.
Yeah.
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 So that's the cause of all problems. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we are on the same page.
Earlier in
Yeah.
my life.
Mhm.
Way
Yeah.
So do I.
Mhm.
That's the laws of cause and effect.
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Then we can say we are strong. We are strong.
So okay,
Uh-huh.
after we finish our thing.
Okay, thanks.
Round table. Can
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. So, understanding our shadow in the mind, we can look back to the childhood. Furthermore, all right, your eyes are deepened, your perspective is deepened. Okay, now then we can go for a more self-reflection. Okay, then let's listen to Master's lecture. Oh, sorry. Oh. Oh, oh.
Throughout life, there are moments that can be
It's okay. No problem.
called turning points.
doesn't work. So please listen to the voiceover. Okay. When Eric came back. So we will go rather half of the service to reflect on ourselves, to start a new life. Very short time, but it will be fruitful, especially. Uh, Sandy, you have something so far? Uh-huh. A little bit understand about the superior or inferior complex in our mind. Uh, we need to look at it to deepen our mind. Yes, this is the vast universe that we are going to in happy science. Yes, that needs your thinking. Yeah, training. Yes, yes.
Different patterns.
Yes, yes, yes. Different patterns
What
you can understand.
experience is about because
Yes, to enlarge your heart. Yeah. If you understand many people more, you can say you are loving more than before. All right, so let's go ahead.
Throughout life, there are moments that can be called turning points, and these will vary for each person depending on their environment and lifestyle. Certainly, when you look back on the past 2 decades, 3 decades, or even 4, 5, or 6 decades, there must be points along the trajectory of your life that have undoubtedly altered the course of your journey. There must have been a moment when your life direction changed due to a choice you made at that time. It might have been during exams or in matters of love. It could also have been during job hunting, marriage, changing jobs, illness, family issues, accidents, and various other events that occurred at that time. In this way, at least at some point, you were forced to make a decision, and your life was surely influenced by the decision you made. I want you to understand this. The freedom of choice, especially during the most crucial periods, is, in fact, the greatest factor that has shaped your destiny. The mental attitude you took regarding a certain event has been molding your life thereafter. Currently, if you find yourself in an unhappy situation, it is likely the result of accumulated choices you made in the past. What were those choices? Why did you make such choices? I want you to think about this. At the very point where you had to make a decision, if you had made a decision toward happiness and acted accordingly, you wouldn't have had to regret for years or decades. No, rather than saying, you wouldn't have had to regret, even now, or from now on, you should be able to make course corrections. This is where reflection comes into play. Self-reflection is the act of looking back on the freedom of one's choices, reflecting on the consequences of exercising that freedom. If the choice turns out to be different from what was intended, it involves contemplating how to make corrections. After considering how to make corrections, it entails deciding on a course of action and taking the first step.
Okay. So yeah. If you don't look up into your mind deeper, you cannot come up with an event,
Oh,
yeah, in your course of life. So,
Case why you can't correct it.
yeah. So we are now deepening our perspective more. Okay, looking at our mind weaknesses. Yeah. Mm. Yeah, that's needed. That's needed. That's called self-reflection. Mm. Yeah. Yeah. Repeat again. We have a workbook of life to be solved. Right? We have a workbook. Many problems in pages. Okay. That means we have weakness. All right. Without admitting it, we cannot go further.
right.
Mm. All right. Yeah. But the Western society, people cannot do that. Mm. Mm. They are showing only strength towards people. Then individuals are cut off from each other. So that's a reason they need the teaching of love. Yeah. Gathering at the church, feeling good moment to be one with others, but inside alone. Because you show your confidence to others superficially. Yeah. That's all about an unshakable mind. Yeah. Uh-huh. So let's go a little bit.
Comparing ourselves to the Joneses.
Uh,
You compare with your next door neighbor.
mm-hmm.
Who has the bigger house? Who has the bigger car?
Yeah. All the external things.
Things that really can't take it with you.
Yes. We don't look at the hidden part of the iceberg. Yeah. The top is not shaped only one day. Yeah. We need to change one by one in our daily life. That's accumulated efforts. It's called the hidden part of the iceberg. Okay. So the turning points in life will review. There are turning points everywhere in life. If you look back over the past few decades, there must have been a moment when you made a choice that changed the direction of your life. Okay. Then events such as entrance exams, love, employment, marriage, job changes, illness, family problems, accidents, etc. The decisions we made regarding certain events at the most important times shape the rest of our lives. Okay, understood? If you're in an unhappy situation now, it's because of the choices you've made in the past. You are the last part of the chain of law of cause and effect. And then the last part of the chain continues for the future. What you choose today decides what's happening in the future. Please make it brighter. Okay. This is a process. What was the fortunate choice? Think about why you made that choice. Uh-huh. If you had made a decision and take an action in a direction that would make you happy at the point where you needed to make a decision, you wouldn't have to live a life of regret for decades. However, even now, it is possible to correct the course. Reflection means deciding how to correct an act if the choice had been different and taking the first step. Yeah, the assumption comes to reality by self-reflection in your heart. You can change your past by self-reflection. That start with your imagination. Okay, let's go ahead. Please go deeper. Okay, so let's go one by one. What was the turning point in your life? Decide one. in your life, in your mind now? Have you done? No, now? Okay. You done? Your choice? Okay. You have in your mind
What is that?
the wrong choice in your life.
What about it?
In your life. About your life. You regret something.
Yeah, of course.
Uh-huh. Okay. So the moment you regret, please imagine.
Please imagine what.
The moment you regret. Now, imagining your past. When is the important moment that you made a mistake?
Is there a moment in your life in the past that you did something, said something?
I'm sure everybody has.
Okay, so he's asking all of us to choose a moment, one moment that comes to mind.
Yeah. You don't need to say, but you need to decide one moment in your mind. What is a regrettable moment in your life? You did?
I'm sure everybody has a regrettable moment.
Uh-huh. And then you chose the moment?
I
You
understand what you're trying to say.
So for this exercise,
Yeah.
just doing a mental exercise. So yeah, everyone just chooses one in their life.
Yeah.
Some of us has more than one, but
Uh-huh.
I gotta choose one.
Yeah.
If I could have done this differently,
Right.
I would have done that, or maybe
Yeah.
things would have been different.
If it's important, that's better. Okay, we are working on. All right. Okay, let's go ahead. What choice did you make at the turning point? Okay. You need to answer the question. Yeah, you don't have to say that. Okay. What choice did you make at that turning point? Right? Why did you choose that? Let's consider other options. All right. Okay, let's try to practice it in your mind. If you were to change the course of your life now, what would you do at the moment? Okay. All right, so let's go ahead. Oh. Thank you, Lord, for your guidance. Right. Mm. This is one practice in our mind. Yeah. Uh, yes, that's called self-reflection. Okay. Very typical practice. Then that's simple. Then we need to do one by one for the events. Uh, we need to remember. And then the more your reflection is deepened, your memory, the more your memory comes up. You can remember more the turning points in life that makes you right now. So I came up with my reflection. This is for the first time, yeah, today. But I went into self-pity in my childhood was the timing of my father broke the window glass of my house. That's a turning point. And then I saw it and I didn't know who did it. Then the neighbors talked about it. Yeah. And then I was hearing, yeah, his father did it. My father was so naive and then did that kind of things because of his stress in the work. He was accountant and then he did it. And looking at the broken window, I got self-pity. I knew that now. Yeah. Yeah. And then, yeah, when I didn't succeed in my life, I make an excuse. Yeah. Because I had the kind of parent, father. Okay. That gave me a shadow in my life, but I see it now for cause of a kindness of my heart. I turned it to the better way. Because of that incident, I made myself kinder. I can understand the heart, those of suffering from these same incidents in your childhood. Yeah, without it, maybe I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm just living in Japan. Safety life, normal life, but do nothing. Mm, yeah, that's so ashamed at the moment. I came up with the feeling, but yeah, now I know who I am because of that incident. That's our plan in heavenly world. That much objective I see my life now. That's done by accumulation of many self-reflections. I did it once a week in my 20s. After becoming a staff of Happy Science, I did it on every Monday for 4 hours, going deeper into my life uh, for many years. And then now I'm standing here. So yeah, it takes time, decades, I think. But knowing this is the first step of everything. Yeah. Okay, so um I got the uh, English PowerPoint from Jiro Imai about um you using stomach. Yeah, using stomach. All right, so let's go this one. Okay. That's not translated in English last time. Okay. Yeah. So when performing breathing concentration, it is helpful to be aware of the rise and fall of a diaphragm. Okay. When you breathe in, expand your stomach, and when you exhale, let it contract. People who can do this well have stiff abdominal muscles, and their diaphragm doesn't go down. Such a person should take a deep breath into his chest, just like when taking an X-ray. Okay, it's so easy to imagine. Next, while contracting the anus, the air stored in the chest is forced down to the stomach, causing the stomach to expand. All right. From this state, slowly exhale and let the stomach sink in. Right? Are you okay? Please straighten your back. Mhm. Relax your shoulders. All right. So once you have exhaled completely, relax and inhale, allowing your stomach to expand again. When you breathe in, count 1, 2, 3, 4. And when you exhale, double the number to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Adjust the length of your inhalation and exhalation by counting. As you continue to count your breathing this way, the center of your consciousness, which used to be in your head, will gradually move down to your chest. As you continue further, the center of your consciousness will descend around the tandem abdomen. When you are in this state, your brain waves also change from beta waves to alpha waves to the meditative state, allowing you to maintain a state of mind suitable for meditation. Okay, let's do that. When you breathe in, expand your stomach. And when you exhale, let it contract. Okay. While contracting the anus, the air stored in the chest is forced down to the stomach, causing the stomach to expand. Please do that. From this state, slowly exhale and let the stomach sink in. Okay. Okay. Your mind is calm. So let's look at what is unconditional love. Yeah. Knowing about love makes you reflect deeper. All right. So let's listen to the testimony of a woman in Japan.
mother-in-law and me became more and more complicated. On the surface, I was pretending to be. You may have heard similar stories. The conflict between my mother-in-law and me became more and more complicated. On the surface, I was pretending to be a daughter-in-law who was enduring the ordeal. But my mind was filled with hatred toward her. And as a result, I got breast cancer. And it was almost too late to cure it. I had surgery, and while I was in the hospital, the cancer spread to my lung too. I was in the hospital for a while, but I wanted to go home, so I left the hospital. During the day, I was able to manage, but at night or when I was feeling sick, I was driven by fear of death. At that time, my friend's husband gave me books of spiritual messages written by Master Okawa. I kept reading them. And when I read the spiritual messages by noble men of the Meiji Restoration and saw how different their personalities were, I came to the realization that there was another world. The terror of death disappeared. My mind became brighter. And instead of being pushed over a cliff and into darkness, I thought that I might be able to see my old friends again. And I started feeling joyful. It was about that time when my mother-in-law, who is past 90 years old, could no longer get up from bed. I was still recovering from cancer. So my husband was thinking about sending her to a nursing home. But I realized that it was my fault, that I had conflicts with my mother-in-law. I insisted on taking care of her. More than anything else, my son is the only son, and if his mother and grandmother, that he loves very much, were to leave this world with hatred toward each other, I thought he would feel miserable in the future. So getting along with his grandmother would be an inheritance that I would be leaving for him. No matter how bad a relationship is, when you reflect on yourself and make an effort to correct your mistakes, you can rebuild it. I wanted to teach my son to trust human relationships. I started taking care of her every day. Until then, I thought that a person's worth was in how much love you received from others. Since I started studying the teachings of happy science, I realized that a person's worth was in how much love you could give to others. I realized that my view was completely wrong, and that my mother-in-law played an important role in my spiritual training to see how much kindness I could give. So I decided to take care of her. One day, she was in a bad mood, and she said, "I hate you, go away." Actually, when she told me that before, I got furious and thought, what a person she is. She's being taken care of and still says such a thing. I had hatred towards her. But at that time, I said to her, even if you hate me, I love you very much. It just came out naturally. My mind wasn't shaken at all. Right after I said it, I thought, what a great thing I could say. I was able to feel the happiness of changing myself vividly. No matter what happens, I was only concerned about how I could make her happy. One day, I went for a regular health check, and the shadow over my lungs was gone. The doctor at the hospital said, "Wow!" He was truly surprised. I had been told that I had only several years to live. He said, "There's no more shadow." As for me, I was cured. So I never went back to the hospital. I no longer had fear. Because the doctor told me I was cured. I was cured. I had no doubts at all. Since then, I took care of her for 6 years. She died peacefully as a candle light goes out. At the beginning, she was very scared of dying. She told me she didn't want to die and asked me to be next to her. But I told her, there is a world after death, and Grandpa is going to come to meet you. If you are that scared, I'll come with you. Because I thought I was dying too. But please wait until Noriyuki, our son, grows up. Please try your best. I'll try my best too. 1 month before her death, she told me she had a dream of Grandpa. So I thought that she's going to leave this world soon. I asked her, "Looks like it is about time to go. Should I come with you?" And she told me, "I don't need you to come with me. Because Grandpa's waiting for me. You'll be bothering us. You have to come with your own husband." We were able to build such a good relationship. Thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. So, yeah, finally, giving love changes your life.
Yes.
As we learned today, we cannot hold two thoughts at the one time. We have giving love. We cannot have taking love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a final process to overcome your regrettable past. Okay. But before that, you need to understand, yeah, what's in your mind, like it's even if it's shadow, even if it's your weakness, yeah, you need to look at it. Yeah. And even if it's jealousy, especially, you need to look at it. Yeah. And then both way, you can look at the positive side, negative sides. Then you can see you are on the middle way. Yeah. You can look at other people, admit their weakness too. Yeah. And then let them be who they are. Okay. Live with them in loving situation more and more. Thank you. So let's conclude the service today. So it's not working very well, the slide, but I'm taking time, sorry, to show you the correct way. All right. Okay. Yeah. All right. What we learn from our experience, yeah, a person's worth is determined by how much they love others. Okay. We're on the same page here. Not how much they are loved by others. You don't take care of how much you are loved. Yeah. That's a recognition from others. That's a status in your society. Yeah. That doesn't matter with your character at all. Huh? you see the high position people are doing bad things. It doesn't matter. Yeah. Where you are standing in your society, but who you are. Mm. So that's measured by how much you love others. Mm. Only that. Mm. Oh, it's frozen. Mm. So next one, continue to love someone even if they don't appreciate it. I as you watched. Okay. Uh, she left the feeling of hatred towards her mother-in-law for his son's happiness. Mm, mm. Yeah, that's unconditional. The unconditional love makes her forgive the mother-in-law. Okay, and it's still frozen. I cannot go ahead. Sorry about that. All right, this one. So at last, the conclusion of this seminar, we will listen to Master's teaching. Right. This cannot work. This cannot work. Hmm. Difficult. Okay, let's go.
People can be successful in life regardless of where they come from. It has nothing to do with whether they are university graduates, high school dropouts, or even whether they have dropped out of elementary school. Some people do rise in the world. They have made constant efforts that go unnoticed, either to acquire knowledge or get a lot of experience, in most cases probably both. You should choose to change yourself first, then that will eventually change your environment. If I explain the principle of self-responsibility from the perspective of the law of cause and effect, it means you should reflect on whether you could change your environment by becoming a source of influence, rather than thinking only of the effects of the environment on you. I would like you to think in this way. As I have explained, after 4 years of study at university you become another person. If 4 years makes you a different person, you can see that another 10 or 20 years of living will really make a great difference. To hold on to a self-image based on your past 10 or 20 years is too shallow in thinking. For example, suppose you ranked in the middle of your class at high school. How would you rank in a class 1 year lower? It is easy to imagine you would rank quite highly there, and even higher 2 grades below. You would probably be among the top students. You may think of yourself as an ordinary student, but just 2 years makes such a big difference. An ordinary third-year student would rank very highly in a first-year class. When you go out into the world, you will find much greater differences. The gap in intellectual capacity between someone who has persevered for 10 or 20 years and an average person becomes incredibly significant. No matter what point you are at now, you will certainly become a different person in the future. The most important thing is to keep holding on to your aspirations, on the premise that you will change. You have to believe, I can change myself and carve out my own life, and hold to your aspirations for the next 10, 20, or 30 years. If you abandon your aspirations, your past self will determine what you will become in the future. In other words, the perception of yourself based on how you were in the past will determine the way you are from now on. And you will drag this with you even when you are 60 or 70, in fact, until you die. You will maintain the same self-image that you had created in your youth. No matter what point you are at now, you will certainly become a different person in the future. You cannot reverse the past, but you can change the future. You should rather think that now, you are being offered an opportunity. I would like you to firmly believe that you can become a different person.
Okay. So you can become a different person by holding the different thinking in you. All right. So let's review. People can be successful in life regardless of where they come from. They have made constant efforts that go unnoticed, either to acquire knowledge or get a lot of experience, knowledge or experience. In most cases, probably both. The principle of self-responsibility means you should reflect on whether you could change your environment by becoming a source of influence rather than thinking only of the effects of the environment on you. Yeah. That's the way of a law of cause and effect. You can change your environment, not the environment changes you. Yeah, it's fact, but you can change the environment even. If you keep working hard for 10 or 20 years after entering society, no matter what kind of foundation you currently stand on, there will be a huge difference between you and others. The most important thing is to keep holding on to your aspirations on the premise that you will change. Yeah, that principle of accumulation. Yeah, the problem is you cannot hold longer a period. Okay, if you abandon your aspirations, your past self will determine what you will become in the future. You cannot reverse the past, but can change the future. Firmly believe that you can become a different person because the thought itself is what you are. Okay.
Change the way you think,
Yeah.
and it will change the rest of your life.
Yes. That means you can be a different person. Yeah. Believe it. Believing it is a starting point. All right. So please meditate for establishing new aspirations. Okay. Let's end this service with establishing your aspiration in this service today. That will be the next cause for brighter future. Okay. What kind of aspirations do you set when restarting your life? If you would take a Kigan prayer, please write down your wishes in a Kigan form in the last of this month's service, right? So let's have an aspiration for the future, yeah, that determines tomorrow. Go ahead.
So inspiration is another word for dream.
Yes, dream.
If you don't have a dream for the future, you'll never have a dream come true.
Yes. Yes. So just imagine your brighter future from the next year. Yeah, it's just like an aspiration or dream. That's a seed of your mind for the brighter future. Just imagine it. What's happening in the next year? You can imagine it better. That will be the seed for your future. At least with the imagination, the image cannot be realizing. So hold the imagination in your mind for the brighter future. The more vivid the image is, the more realizing it. Please sow a brighter seed in your mind that will be growing in the next year. Your job, your relationship with your friends or family members, all good. Please imagine brighter future as long as you can imagine. That's limitless. Sky's the limit. This is a work of subconscious mind. You're using your hidden part of the iceberg now. That's 90% of your mind. And also, please imagine Masariho Okawa will resurrect as savior in the world by our efforts to spread the truth, the teachings to the people around us. In the spiritual meaning and a physical meaning, both. Thank you for your guidance for the conference. Okay, this concludes our service today. So as I said, next week will be the chapter 4 of this book, An Unshakable Mind, various types of evil spirits that will teach us if the wish to value oneself is used correctly, it can occur with the principles of development and prosperity. As an individual, each person needs to manifest his or her own uniqueness and then distinctive qualities. But at the same time, the individual needs to create harmony and contribute to the development of society as a whole. Humans are spiritual beings and are nothing but the content of their thoughts. Evil arises when someone tries to attribute the cause of their misfortune to the environment or to the other people. You should consider the correct way or a better way to live as a human being from the perspective of governing your inner self. Yeah. That should be the next subject for the next week. Yeah. Thank you so much. Aloha, everyone online. See you next week. So the 17th December, I'm gonna go to Kauai, but the bigger temple, Hawaii Shoja, has the anniversary of its foundation. So please join at the Hawaii Shoja 17th December. See you next time.
Again, anniversary.
Anniversary.
But they still gonna be teaching the lesson.
And when? 17th?
Yeah.
17th? Yeah. We will have a other service over there. Over there. Yeah. Next week we have a consecutive service here.
Chapter 4. This one we're gonna have.
Yes. Chapter 4, 5, 6.
They have service over there.
Next week.
The first we have what?
Of Hawaii Shoja anniversary. That was built 2006. So maybe it's 17 years anniversary.
Oh,
Yeah.
we bring something. Bring something for the anniversary.
Break something.
Bring something.
Bring something. Oh, if you can.
Okay.
It's not necessary. It's not mandatory.
Okay. I'll
Yeah.
get some.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
So finally, tools.
Usually it's low.
The temple.
Temple, 10 o'clock.
I thought I read that book already, but I guess I didn't. I don't know. I was looking for it at home. And,
Unshakable Mind,
yeah.
one of my favorites.
Yeah, right? I
Okay.
think so.
Yeah.